Okay, well, I have a very active lifestyle. We have a dairy, so I'm on the go all the time, out with the cattle, and then also running errands, picking up parts and things like that. So it started with a pain in my legs, and it got to the point where driving was really a challenge because I'd have a pain up my right leg, and it was difficult to keep my foot on the accelerator and brake and things like that. So then that progressed into pain in both legs when I stood a lot. So at that point, I went to the chiropractor, and he adjusted me, and he put heat treatments on my back, and tried different things like that to keep my, trying to relieve the pain. And so when I was in his office, I had already had like 7 or 8 treatments, and I was going 2 or 3 times a week. And it wasn't making much of a difference in my pain level. So he said that he had a patient that actually had a broken back. And he had come up here for a treatment on the decompression machine, and he said it just was amazing. So I said, well, if it works for him, by golly, I got to give it a try. So then my daughter and I came up, and we talked to the doctor, and he looked at the x-ray, because I had gone in the interim, and my physician had done an x-ray on my back, and I have a severe scoliosis. Just my spine's so crooked that the doctor said, are you sure this is your x-ray? So I told her it was, because even the technician came out and looked at me lying on the table and said she wanted to be sure I was on the table straight because my spine is so crooked. So I came up here, and the doctor looked at the x-rays and talked about the procedure, and so we decided to go ahead with it. And so we started the treatment, and I had some problems with the initial treatment because my one leg, they would start putting the weights and stretching, and then it would cause pain in that leg. So then they just had to keep backing it off, backing the amount of stretch and the amount of weights off until we finally got it, and they had to move up my spine to, I think, the 3rd and 4th vertebrae. I'm not sure of the numbers anymore. But anyway, they moved up my spine, and then I was able to tolerate the treatment. And so as I went through the treatment, the pain in my legs gradually just disappeared, and I was able to walk as much as I wanted. I didn't have discomfort sitting or lying or driving. So, and through the process, through the whole treatment series, then they were able to go back down and stretch the lower discs and go all the way up my spine, so that I was able to, you know, it solved my problem. I could walk, but it was the standing or even walking for any length of time, and then I would start getting just a throbbing pain down both legs. If I laid down, elevated my feet for half an hour, 20 minutes, and I could get up and go for another hour or 2, and then I'd have to repeat that procedure. And the same thing with sitting in the car and pushing on the accelerator. Even though it's not, you know, a difficult movement, it was enough that it put pressure on that sciatic nerve. And so then I would have pain. Then when I'd get out of the car, you know, I couldn't walk for a couple of seconds because my leg would be kind of numb.
Joy, look at me, and when you answer this, you mentioned scoliosis, you mentioned sciatica. Tell us again how you felt after, or tell us about your scoliosis and the sciatic issue, and tell us how you felt after decompression.
After the doctor told me, you mean?
Dr. Palmer treated you, after your treatments.
Well, at least the thing was that I could see there was a reason. There wasn't, you know, like a growth or something else causing my problem. And I had no idea that my spine was that crooked. So anyway, I was happy with that in one respect, but then trying to find something that would solve my problem or alleviate the pain was the next step. And I thought I tried chiropractics, and that by itself didn't help, basically. And I have a really good chiropractor that I go to, and he tried all kinds of treatments, heat treatments, and stretching and adjusting and everything, and nothing helped. Probably about, I think, a couple of weeks before it really got to the point that, I mean, in the first week I could notice a little bit of help, and then by the second and third week it was, you know, the pain was gone. I'm fine, actually. My knee is my big problem. My back, when I get up in the mornings, a little stiff, and I put my ice pack on, my belt with my ice pack that I got here, and leave that on for 15 minutes, and I'm good to go. My back isn't a problem. Now it's my knee. The staff and everyone here is just absolutely wonderful. They're so caring, and they are so professional also. They're very precise about what they do and how they do it, and I think this is a wonderful place to come, and you get the feeling that they know what they're doing. And since your back is so critical or essential, whatever way you want to look at it, to your everyday existence. I mean, if you can't get around, you surely, you know, just the thought of like maybe being in a wheelchair or having other problems, it would be just devastating, especially as active as I am. I'm always skeptical because, you know, you wonder, no one, of course, is going to tell you, well, this is just a way to get your money. You know, they're all going to say, oh, no, it's guaranteed to help you. But 90% of the time, I think things that you see on TV or products that you buy, you know, they're supposed to prevent aging or all of these different things don't work. But this definitely did. It was a wonderful. And as you know, the people here, the whole, the combination of the procedure and the personnel was just fabulous. It made you feel really good. Well, because I was worried that I would regress, and I think that I did it 2 or 3 times, and it definitely does make a difference in keeping my spine, because I know I have a physical problem with my spine, and if I don't take care of it, it's could go back to where I was or be even worse. And so I feel that by coming in here and re-stretching everything and allowing those discs to rehydrate, that's for my benefit. And I think it definitely is something that you should consider, because for me it works, but for myself it's been a really great experience.